Hi, I'm Jeff Ludy, the owner of Houston Window Experts, and I just want to say thank you so much for taking a few minutes to watch this video. I've got a very exciting video. I said about all of them, don't I? But this really is exciting, okay? And I'm here with Levi Sayre.
Yes, sir.
Levi is the vice president of Eurowall, euro-wall.com, if you'd like to check that out and learn some more. And we've made a series of videos, and we'll put a link to that where you can watch. We have kind of a product overview and then some specific product by product detail, because I'm really impressed with this company. And you know, it takes a lot to impress me. I mean, I've been to lots of factory tours. I've met a lot of companies. I've met a lot of people in this industry. And from everything I was hearing from you and all the brochures I read and everything, and I've said this before, but these guys are like the unicorn of the industry. I mean, they actually do some amazing things that just seem incredible, but the proof is in the pudding. And I wanted to come down to Miami. This is where we are in Miami today. And just kind of take a look at it for myself, you know, feel, touch, kick, play, open, pull, push. And I thought it'd be a great thing to just spend a few minutes on the subject of what makes Eurowall different, or what makes Eurowall better. And I've got to tell you, I heard a saying one time that says, difference not always better, but better is usually different.
Yeah, that's well said.
Right?
Yes.
So, I mean, being different to be different is, who cares?
Right.
But if you're different and there's a good reason for it and it improves the end consumer's experience with the product, that's something we should talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about that's different, and we can cover as many of these as you have time for, is just how narrow this profile is right here on this ginormous multi-panel sliding door. I mean, this thing is huge, and you make them even bigger than this, right?
Absolutely, yeah. This is kind of standard fare for us. You know, we can go up to 14 foot tall with our door systems on this specific model.
So this is 10 feet tall, 10 inch range, and you can go to 14.
14 foot tall.
And we have these really wide, beautiful panels. And you know, anybody who buys a door like this, what they want is more glass.
Yes.
There must be a reason to have it. You know, there's something to look at out there, the lake or a beautiful pool or a nice backyard, or in Florida, the ocean.
Exactly.
Right? And so you guys have this really narrow. How do you make it so narrow? Because everybody else is like more like 3 inches here.
Right. So the difference is engineering and materials. Okay. So we don't skimp on anything, whether it comes from how we build the product to what the product is built from. So rather than go wide on our profile, we extended and went narrow. So we took an opposite approach.
So you go deeper this way, I can tell, right?
Exactly.
In fact, come over this way on the camera if you don't mind. You can see how they're deep here. Okay, so they went this way. I mean, this is really genius. I mean, think about it. If you had a 2x4 and you were trying to put a load on it, you wouldn't put it this way, you'd put it this way, correct?
Exactly.
And that's what you did. So you went narrow here and deeper there. But when I'm standing here and I'm looking out, I see almost nothing. This is 15/16 of an inch.
Exactly.
You couldn't just round it up to an inch?
No, we had to be under an inch, so we shaved off a 16.
Shaved off a 16.
And there's the other difference. So you can see this is a different type of extrusion.
Wow.
You know, the gauge of the aluminum is robust to the point that nobody else is going to have something like this. So when we've got wind loads of a Category 5 storm rattling against this, you're going to get no deflection. So not only is it aesthetically pleasing, it's secure.
Yeah. Oh, so I've seen other people's product like this. In fact, for years we were a premier, top of the line company selling the Fleetwood product. And you've watched my Fleetwood videos. I call it the Rolls Royce. What's above a Rolls Royce? Space shuttle?
Yeah.
This is the space shuttle, okay, of windows and doors. I mean, Fleetwood is the King Kong, right?
Yes.
And then you've got Western. Western says they're the best. Fleetwood says no, we're better than them. And I've seen both. None of these guys have an extrusion like this.
Right.
They really don't.
Well, here I'll tell you a little backstory. The company is built by a bunch of people with zero manufacturing experience. And I say that with instill all
Should
the
I be
confidence.
scared?
Yeah, exactly. But how that's a benefit for us is we are not trapped by the traditional fears of what manufacturing limitations are. Of course, we've brought in manufacturing experts over the
you
years.
hired someone else, yes.
But the concept of the company, we were not, tethered by that fear. So we do things that nobody else would try, nobody else would even attempt, and that's been our success.
But you've tested them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
This is not just pipe dreams.
right. Yeah. No, this stuff is tested.
Yes.
And I guess we should point out that since they are in Miami, you know, you've heard of Miami-Dade, Broward County
That's it.
being the strongest, highest standards for construction because you guys have hurricanes. I mean, that's
hurricanes.
common here. That's just part of what they deal with. And so when you make a product for this market, obviously there's no room for cutting corners, using plastic pieces. I mean, everything you do is stainless steel,
Yes.
right? Or aluminum.
Exactly.
And instead of using the 2604 powder coat, they're using a 2605, which is
You got it.
2604 is a gold standard. 2605 is like platinum or diamond
Exactly.
standard. It's just a much better finish.
Yeah.
So for you to be able to do this, took out of the box thinking, didn't it?
It did, in like you said, because we're building for these caustic environments, the benefit outside of these markets is you've already got a product that will withstand overkill for what's needed in markets outside of Florida. So like you said, whether it's the stainless steel, whether it's the aluminum, the no plastic parts pieces, the highest grade finishes we can get. This
The
is
weather
all
stripping.
the weather
You guys are
stripping.
putting up with a lot of wind and rain.
Exactly. We deal with UV, with salt spray, with pitting, erosion, you name it, we've seen it, we're having to deal with it. So things that you don't even think of as a consumer or a dealer, that's things we've thought of, and you're getting the benefit of that.
So you can choose good, you can choose better, or you can choose great.
And
This
all,
falls-
and all around the same price, that's the difference.
And that's what I love about it. So yeah, so if I live in Houston and I don't live on the coast and I don't need an impact rated door like this, I still get an impact rated door,
Right.
but I don't need to get the impact rated glass, which is a big part of the expense of a door like this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Glass is, I mean, it can be a bulk of the product cost is in your glass makeup, and when you're not having to get an impact glass, you're getting tremendous savings off the product.
Well, glass is 97% of this thing. Look.
Right, exactly.
Now, granted, you probably have more. If we were to weigh your aluminum, it probably weighs more than the guy who has
You get a workout curling.
Yeah, I mean, you really do. So it's all there. But what I'm getting is what we buy windows and doors for. I'm getting the view. I'm getting the glass.
Right,
I mean, otherwise we can just put sheetrock here. But we don't want that. We want a great view.
exactly.
Okay, so that's one of the things that makes you different. And I would say I'm going to give you a check mark there for that. It doesn't just make you different. It actually makes you better.
Yes, correct.
And I like that. Show me something else.
So what else we can do is, because we are a custom shop, you know, we like to say yes. So here's a good example of the interior view of your profile. Exterior, or the interior view here, exterior here.
Okay.
On your interior side, you can have a wood clad veneer. So this is an actual natural wood product.
I can stain that.
Stain it, paint it, whatever you want to do. Not a lot of companies can do this, and this is something that we're doing out of the gate.
So like the big companies what I've heard from them is they'll do custom colors,
Yes.
but it's going to be a powder coat finish in a custom color.
There you
It's
go.
not going to be an application like this where I could actually paint it or stain it.
That's exactly right.
And if you're working with an interior designer, you know, if you say to an interior designer, what color do you want? White? They're like, which of the 256 whites do you want?
Exactly.
Because
Right.
white's not just white and black's not just black. And if they say to you, I need you to get a door for this project that we can paint to match the rest of what we're trying to do here, this makes you different
Exactly.
and better.
Exactly.
I like that.
Correct.
Now, while we're here, another different and better, because this is the part right here, correct?
Yep.
This is where that, okay. So I want to show you something. When you look at it from the angle right here, you see no weather stripping. There's no weather stripping there, okay? And check this out. When you look at it from this angle, you see no weather stripping. Now, most other companies have the weather stripping inside this little pocket right here, or they'll have it on the surface of this door right here. What you guys did different that I love about it is you actually put the weather stripping on the inside.
Exactly. Concealed.
It is concealed in there, which, gosh, genius.
Yep.
And this is some kind of a flexible weather stripping. that-
Bulb weather stripping. Yep.
yeah, and it looks to me like it would just last forever. And if you needed more, you just slide it out and put another
Exactly.
one in, right? So I
Exactly.
like that. And look how this works here, guys. Check this out. So when I close this door, that's where that's going to sit. And if you notice here, I've got the weather stripping up against the back of the wall, and I got it up against this jamb here on this lock. And while we're standing here, we should probably talk about the difference between you and other companies when it comes to locks.
So
right?
a lot of times you're going to see a single latching mechanism.
Like the one lock right here.
One lock. We don't settle for one. So a minimum of a 5-point locking security in almost every single door
Okay,
system.
so this is 1, 2, 3, 4,
Exactly.
and 5.
That's exactly right. And that goes with any product line. We're going to have at least 5 locks.
Okay.
And each one of these is a point of connection right here. So on this side, we have a series of what we call pawls, P-A-W-L-S. And what they do is they come over to the catch and then they recess and slide down into the catch.
Okay.
So again, these are made to withstand Hurricane Category 5 type winds and pressures, and that's what allows these systems to go through.
So when I turn this handle, you can see how these go up and down,
There you go.
right? So what you're saying is, I have it up, it goes into here. As I turn, it drops down into that receiver.
That's exactly correct.
And 5 points or more.
5 points or more.
Depending, taller, you need more points.
Exactly.
Okay, excellent. What I noticed too about this is an installer's dream, guys. The other brands that we were talking about, when you go to adjust this lock, there is no adjustment on the lock side. That little catch that comes out goes into this strike plate, and the strike plate is the only place you get adjustment.
That's it.
You're done. And by the way, you don't get much adjustment. I mean, a little bit of adjustment.
Right.
A lot of times what we had to do was, to get this to line up properly, it was a whole bunch of adjusting on the door panel, because the door panel needed to be a little bit higher to hit the lock.
And as soon as you adjust one, you've got to adjust the
Now
next.
you got to adjust the other.
Yep.
Yeah. And so I love that you have, now these are fixed, and I'm glad for that. But I love that you've made this, first of all, it travels up and down. So as long as it clears this bigger opening, it can travel down. But look at the threading on that, guys, and look at that little set screw. I don't know if you can see that set screw right there, and that threaded shaft, the pawls, as he called it. So if I needed this to come out further or to go in closer so that my door closes properly, I loosen that set screw. Every time I give it a half a turn, I'm either in or out a little bit. And I can adjust each one of these as well. That's different.
It's different.
And that's better.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, tell me what else is different and better. Because I'm liking this.
While we're on adjustments, we can talk about one other adjustment. So this is an example of your interlock and your bottom rail, your bottom sash. So you've got a wheel set that will sit inside this bottom sash. So a lot of times you need to adjust that wheel either up or down. So what we have is we have an easy access plug right here. You pop that plug, you insert an Allen wrench, make a couple of turns, and that will raise or lower your wheelbase. So again, thinking about ease of application, ease of adjustability is the top priority and top of mind with products that we create.
And I can tell you now, sometimes when we tell our crew, hey, tomorrow's job is a blank brand, they're like, oh God, that's a lot of work, because some brands are just more difficult to install. And not that this isn't difficult, but you've given us as installers options here for making adjustments to fine tune a product like this. Last thing I want is to spend a lot of money on a beautiful door.
Bingo.
And it doesn't feel like it rolls right. It doesn't feel like it closes properly. The top's crooked, the bottom's off. I mean, those things are not part of a happy experience.
And this goes across all product lines. So this ease of adjustment is not just for sliding. There's 3 things that we talk about with our product lines. It's how does it look, how does it operate, how does it adjust.
And I love the adjusting part too.
Yes, exactly.
So I brought this over because we're kind of on the same track. Get it? Track? Pun intended? Yeah. That's good. Tell us about this.
So what we have here is a sample of our 2-track system for our sliding door. And you'll notice there's just the tiniest little dimple that's being raised on that track. And the benefit of this system, because like you said, we're building 7-foot wide panels. You expect that to operate difficult because you've got a lot of weight, a lot of load. But what we have here is we have a wheelbase, and you've got a little groove that's a nylon Kevlar wheel set.
Love that nylon Kevlar thing.
And that just will glide down that track. So what you're going to see is a lot of companies, their track system, their wheelbase will grab that track in order to support the weight, whereas ours can hit that tiny little dimple, and you've got no wasted motion, no wasted action, which allows for an easy use of operation.
Well, everyone knows, right? Like the guys who ride the Tour de France.
Yes.
Have you seen how skinny that tire is?
Tiny.
Tiny.
Exactly.
And the goal there is less surface means less roll resistance.
Less action.
And the same with this. I mean, when you get into a big, heavy panel, even the little things start to add up.
Absolutely.
For ease of use and
And it is, like you said, it's the little things. It's being able to, it's not just size, it's not just how it looks, but it's the little things. Again, going no plastic parts. How does it work? How does it adjust? It's all encompassing as a holistic product that we're looking at and thinking about.
I'm really excited about that. Okay, listen, this is something you guys do different too.
Yep.
And there might be a few out there, but none of the ones I've ever dealt with do this. And I thought that was really impressive. Tell us about this.
So this is a full wood grain finish. So if somebody...
Full as in F-A-U-X, not
F-A-U-X.
F-U-L-L, just so you know.
There you go.
Okay.
So if you have a client or a need to create a wood look on an exterior product, typically no installer, no window door company wants to put wood on the outside.
Oh no, in Houston
it's a
we
nightmare.
get too much moisture. We'd never want to use a wood product.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So this is a great alternative. This simulates the look of wood, but gives you the benefit of maintenance of aluminum. And you can see that basically has wrapped around the entire extrusion.
How did they make that?
So it's a funky process. So what they do is they take the entire extrusion, they put it through a powder coat, base coat.
Okay.
They then wrap this in a plastic bag that's got like a dye pattern, an ink pattern in the bag. They suck all the air out of that bag. They run it through an oven twice, pump air back in, remove the bag, and through some magic, I don't know how it works, but that ink is released and actually dyes the surface of that powder coat.
So what I'm
creating
seeing
that
here, this
pattern.
wood grain, they built that into the bag. On the bag's
Exactly.
the wood grain. Almost like if you're going to stamp concrete or something, you have these stamps, right?
Exactly.
So in a sense, this pigment's in there.
Yes.
With this particular pattern, the vacuum creates taking air out,
Yeah.
creates a vacuum to press it against the surface.
Exactly.
And then, of course, like you said, run it through the oven.
Yeah,
and it's durable.
It's durable, exactly. That's the next point I was going to. You might think that, well, it sounds kind of chintzy. How is it going to last? 2 years before it's flaking off? It's a 2604 coating, an AMA 2604.
Wow.
Yep.
Did they put a warranty on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So outside of Florida, that's a 15-year warranty.
Okay. Inside Florida, obviously, you have a lot more
stringent.
cost. It's so much cost that you have to. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everybody knows stuff around here is going to, even the best stuff, is going to need maintenance more
Exactly.
so than anywhere else in the country.
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk about anything else that comes to your mind. I mean, obviously, we focus a lot on this sliding door. It's probably the biggest selling product for
I
us in
agree.
Houston.
Yeah.
You've got bifold doors. You've got pivot door like the one behind us. You've got a lot of unique things that you can do. Anything else that you would say is a differentiator?
I would. Last thing, there's two things I'd like to leave on is we're a custom shop. So we say yes when the other guys say no.
Right.
That's what led us into the game to begin with, was when other window door companies said no.
Right.
How do we say yes? So if you have a custom size, if you've got a custom configuration, we have a full engineering team to help guys like you figure it out.
Yeah.
The other thing is we're relationship based, just like you guys. We are not here to make money. We're a customer service company that happens to make doors. Money and
Wait a
revenue
minute.
is a byproduct.
You don't want to make money? Come on.
It's a byproduct. And that's
Okay, no, I like that. I like that. And
it's
that's
a
the way
byproduct.
that's the way we feel too. It's like,
Yes.
we don't focus on our sales numbers, even though that's important to know. We have an accountant,
Exactly.
right? These things are important. What we focus on is delivering the most delightful home improvement experience you've ever had. When that happens, guess what? We get paid for it, and therefore we make a profit, which allows us to sustain ourselves and do it again, and be able to stand behind our warranty, right? I mean, what good's a lifetime warranty or a 10-year warranty or 15-year warranty if you're not here in 5 years?
Well, it's easy when you're an advocate for the client, you're automatically thinking from the client's perspective. So I'm thinking of these door systems, and we create new products. What would I like to see as an end user? So it puts you in a different mindset of how can I sell a product to what would I want in a product? And that's the difference.
Sure. And you know what else? We'll close with this because this is my observation now about what makes you different. You mentioned relationship, and I think that's key. In fact, I think our world right now lacks relationship. I mean, everybody's on Facebook, and that's not real relationship. But relationship with a vendor that supplies me with great products, but also cares. Like you really care about, I'm your client, right? And of course, then you're my client. But bottom line is, I need you happy, and so he needs to help me get there. And the fact that you would care about that and try to get me there. And honestly, that's what I've kind of missed when dealing with some of the other big companies. Yeah. They're bloated, and all they have is policies and procedures, and they forget about people.
100%.
It's policies, procedures. For me, it's products, process, and people. Right? That's important to me. And for you guys to do that and do it so well is really really exciting to me. And I just look forward to doing more business, making more people smile.
Making them smile, absolutely.
That's exactly what I want to do. Sir, thank you so much for your time.
Jeff.
Thank you for letting us come down to your beautiful showroom. We look forward to working together more closely. If you're in the Houston area, please give us a call. We'll send out a consultant, take a look at your project, or if you're building a house, come in. Let's take a look at your blueprints. We can help you with that. If you're not in the Houston market, you're somewhere else, thanks for watching. People ask me all the time, Jeff, do you know of a great window company in my area? And you've got dealers in a lot of areas. If you're looking for a dealer, why don't you hit me up and I'll get with Levi. We'll put something together for you and help you find somebody that has this product in your part of the country. Don't forget to subscribe. When you do, then the algorithm at YouTube shows this video to more people, and more people get the benefit from understanding and knowing more about windows and doors. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll talk again real soon.